Hello, everybody. Let's give them a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
Ok,
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Let me make sure so we're recording. So I would like to start out by just having an open conversation, if we could, about what you've been doing since you attended our last class. How have you been using AI? And then once we have that conversation, then we're going to do some preliminary setup things. We're going to go through and we're going to revisit InnoPower.ai, make sure everybody's signed up for that. Then the second thing going to do, or the third thing actually, is I want to introduce a new concept to you, and it's a new thing that we've put out since we last visited with y'all, and that is our community.innopower.ai. And then finally, I want to talk about um, what a certified master trainer is and what I'm trying to lead to, um, and how I'm approaching this course. And hopefully that'll give you a lot of insight on how we're going to go forward with this course. I will tell you, since I've been with y'all, We have done quite a bit at InnoPower. As I said, we've developed this community.innopower.ai. It's a platform, right? It's a platform for us to be able to communicate and collaborate, and more importantly, allow you to be able to collaborate with the other people that are in our cohorts, right? So the people that we just finished up a master trainer cohort in Gary, out of Gary, Indiana. We've got 39, or I'm sorry, 29 master trainers here in Indianapolis. We've got about 500 people that have been through our 12-hour AI fundamentals course. So I want to, we've been working hard on that. We've been working hard on trying to streamline our processes and make things better. And I've been playing around with some tools, which you're going to have an opportunity to see as we go forward. So I'm going to take a breath. Does anybody want to share what they've been doing? Y'all are going to make me call on somebody, huh? How about GW? What have you been doing with AI?
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
Yeah, okay. For the past month, I've been using AI to help improve the kind of work I do, the outcomes, most especially in the area of research, in the area of engineering, because that's my career path. I've been using AI to help me prepare my field reports to help me, sometimes analyze data based on the information I gather from the field. And in my engineering and capacity, I've been using AI to do some technical report writing, upgrading my technical report writing to reflect the kind of standard that my clients will, appreciate. So yeah, I've been using AI, doing a lot, using it for a lot, and it's a good experience for me.
that's great. So what AI tool are you using?
I use Chat GDP. Yeah.
Okay. Is it a paid version? Is it the free version?
It's the InnoPower version.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're one of the folks that I see bouncing in there a lot. That's good.
Yeah. Yes. I know that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Who else wants to share?
Yes, I would like to share. Thank you again. It's good to see you, Grace.
Nice to see you as
I've
well.
been using this to write my letters. I have a lot of letters to write. And you write the letter and then you go and edit it to your liking. So I've been using a lot of it. I'm using AI to do a lot of letter writing reports. Um, and even an outline of a book that I'm working on right now on William V.S. Todman. I'm doing a writing series with the University of Johannesburg. So I've used that to actually design my outline, which is very, very useful right now. But most especially, I've been using AI to write letters, and not just to write letter, but you write the letters and you edit it to your liking. So that has been very, very helpful for me, especially in my role as a head of university.
That's great. Do you find that it is starting to get a sense of how you write? Did you upload some of your past writing or anything like that? Or did you just
Oh yes, yes, yes. I think one of the things I realized is that before they will say, I hope this letter finds you well." I've changed that, and AI has adapted to what what I say in the beginning of my sentence, because I know that when they say, "I hope this letter finds you well," it's automatically detected as AI writing. So I try to change that quite a bit,
Mhm.
especially the beginning part. And I think my engine has already detected that I don't like that.
Nice. And I know that as I
Still
go in
using
and
that.
check
Aaron is
on
still using it.
InnoPower. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said Aaron, Aaron Woods, who just spoke, he's still using. I hope this letter finds you well. And I said, Aaron, this is AI.
Do you I see you a lot in InnoPower .ai, and I'm glad you're using it. Is there do you find it's meeting your needs? Are there things we could change with it?
Yeah, it is meeting my need. It is meeting my need with what I have to work with. And I use a different platform. I mean, apart from ChatGPT, I use Claude and other search engine platform.
Okay. Thanks for that. Would anybody else like to share? Yeah, Francis, you've raised your hand.
Thank you, Chris, and good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
So I have used AI to provide clarity to my writings, but I've also used it along with my students that I'm supervising. For example, they wanted to come up with a research topic, a research title. So we put in what we want to do and asked AI to generate three titles for our research. And it gave us three titles that we selected from. Also, at another point in time, we asked AI to help develop our questionnaires based on our objectives. So the questionnaires were tailored to our objectives, and then we had to refine it based on our context. Uh, when we left the InnoPower training, we noticed that after a week or so, we were not able to log into InnoPower AI. Two of my colleagues experienced the same thing, but later on, I was able to use it. And one of the AI programs that I normally use is Perplexity AI. Thank you.
Do you have a subscription to Perplexity?
No, that's the free version, but I also use the ChatGPT version in InnoPower, even though not as much as the Perplexity.
I did see where I had a couple users who were asking for Perplexity. So I'll keep that in mind, and maybe I can add that to the studio so that you can get maybe not access to the full Perplexity suite, but at least get access to the engine maybe, and maybe that will help, maybe that'll help you. So you don't bump up against any free, the free versions typically are limited. So hopefully that'll help you. So I'll take a look at that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Gonna make me call on somebody.
And I share my experience.
Hi, Benson.
Yeah, hi Chris. It's a good afternoon here. And for me, when it comes to AI, when you look at the experience that I have personally, I think AI has become a companion from office to home to the community to the meetings. I find myself now I'm able to do work that would take maybe 1 hour. I can have it done in 5 minutes. You know, like research, you'd find if you want to get related papers, you struggle, you have to go to Google, then, search one by one, look for the relevant ones. But that is no longer the case. So I find it like it's part of life now, be it research, be it teaching, because if you actually don't use it, then the students will actually outsmart you. So yeah, the students will outsmart you because it has more information. It's no longer about the books that you have, but AI has put everything together. So for me, it starts from office. From the time I enter the office, I can have my plan. I can have my monthly planner using AI. And then, so like everything you do, you find yourself using AI, and it makes it a little bit easier. In the past, you'd take long, you have to look for someone to type for you something. You have some notes, maybe there's a document you misplaced and you want to redo it. You have to type it afresh. So with AI, that's how close we've been. So for me, it's a companion now. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Thanks for sharing. That's good. Okay, we'll give you one more person a chance, and then we'll move on. All right, we'll go ahead and move on then. Okay. So some of you have mentioned it. Some of you have mentioned it and we've talked about it a little bit, but the first thing I'd like for you to do right now is I'd like for you to go ahead and log into InnoPower.ai. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to make sure you've got access to it and can use it. So if you already know it works for you, you've been using it recently, that's great. If you haven't been using it recently, I'd like for you to go ahead and log in and make sure you can get logged in. So I give you a couple minutes to do that.
Access denied.
Access denied. Denied. Was that you, Jerry?
That's Fuka, Francis.
Francis, okay. Let me check on you while we're doing this. Again, I want to make sure that you've got access and that it's working for you. Where are you? Francis, can you give me your email address?
Okay. Can I put it in the chat or read it out?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. That'd be great. Thanks, Benson. I'm glad you got in. I don't know why it would refuse you. Thank you. Says you're there. You've used it 185 times. Last time you got in was 9/17 of 20. No, that was when you were active. Yeah. Let me see your profile, just make sure. Um, Try it again.
All right.
Are you sure you got the right password? Maybe. So you're there. Let me see if I can get to your profile. I can't see your password. I can change it for you though. Or you can do lost password, whichever way you'd like to do it. HP, Matthew's logged in. Titus is logged in. Titus, you can't get in?
No,
Okay. Let me just double check you here. Did it, what did it say? Did it says you're in. So you're in here. Um, Try, do you want me to change your password?
yes.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. Just sent you a message. Okay, Francis got in. Good. Everybody's logged in except for Titus. Okay. Titus, are you in? Mhm. Okay.
Uh,
Altinus
this
does that.
this interface is to me is better. The scroll bar is more visible in the section on the left there. The previous one was dark, so you could hardly see it. That's good. Thank you.
Mhm. I'd love to take credit for that, but the platform that I'm using did that. I logged in one day and it was like, holy cow, this is different. So yeah, I like it too. It's going to take a little getting used to. All right, so now what I want you to do is I would like for you to go to, and I'll put it in the chat. I would like for you to go to community.innopower.ai. And what you're going to see when you get there is something that I think I'm hopeful that for you all, this is probably the most valuable piece of the course. So in the past, we relied on email, sending slides. We had a clunky website, if you remember. And what I decided to do is after that experience, I decided that we needed to have a different approach. And the approach I decided we needed to take was one of creating a platform where the folks in Liberia, you all, right, can talk to the people in Nigeria who have the same interest, right? They're focused on AI, they're focused on, the social good of it, can connect with the folks in the US who've been through our class and create this virtual community where people can collaborate and work together. And it also allows me to be able to have a central spot where I can go and I can talk to people, right? And you can reach out to me directly. You don't have to send me an email. You don't have to you don't have to go in and try to go through, send an email to Blondly and all that. You can reach out to me directly. So I'm going to walk you through it. So the first thing you should see is a thing called feed, right? And a feed is just the running announcements for you of all the different things that you're in, all the different threads that you're in. Sorry, got distracted. So it's all the different threads that you're in. It's very much like a Facebook feed, but it's solely focused on the content that's here. The second thing about this that I like is that you'll notice on my screen there's an email notification, right? So you can see where people have sent me emails, think of them like direct messages, and I can then go and respond to them. Right? And it's all in one place. I can dedicate myself. I don't have to sort through all the spam and all the other crap that we get. We can focus on this. So I really like that. I like the notifications button, which is right here, that shows me where I've been mentioned. That allows me to be able to be more efficient in my time and where I spend it, right? I don't have to worry about going to all these different places and trying to find it. So I really like that. Jumping back over here, we have courses now. So the courses are laid out so that you can get in and see get to the materials. So here is the AI fundamentals course, right? And here's all the different materials that are published. You can click on them. You can go look at them. I have the ability to edit them. And you can see everything all laid out. So you can get access to it. You click on it. Oops, it's got sees me as an admin. So like this one's a download. You can download the slides. You don't have to go out and try to figure that out. It's all right there. You'll see that there are some courses out here that you may not have access to. When you become a certified master trainer, you'll have access to this, right? Which is our Blueprint Certified AI Master Trainer. It's where everything lives. In terms of PowerPoints, marketing materials, guides. I'm building facilitation guides. I'm building a lot of other things. So you will have access to this. So as you're going forward, right, in your university setting, you may not need a lot of that stuff. You may say, I don't need it. Nah. But wink, wink, if you're doing a side hustle, maybe you're teaching on the side, maybe you're writing on the side, maybe you're doing keynotes, maybe you're going to conferences and doing workshops. You can use the material in this that is in this folder. You can use it so that you've got a head start, right? I'm not going to pretend that it's going to represent you straight out of the box. It's got the content. I'm providing it to you so that you can use it and build upon it. And if you think if you think of a different slant on something, right, a different approach, let us know, right? We want to share. We want to make this community one that we're all helping each other. I love the analogy of a rising tide floats all boats. So if somebody in your university comes up with an idea, maybe somebody in Indiana could benefit from that, and vice versa, right? So we want to try to we want this to be a collaborative effort. We want this to be a collaborative thing. You'll see here, there's one on languages of appreciation. Let me go to it. So this is a one lesson guide. It's an experiment I've tried. And I if you have the time and you're so inclined, I'd love for you to go do that, right? Go take it. It uses a technology called H5P, and it takes videos and makes them interactive. So that's for free. You can use it and try it and see how you like it. And there's going to be more. I'm working on a AI automation course that I hope to have done probably by April 15th, so that we can start talking about, okay, some of you have talked about, I go in and I use it for research. Okay, so you use AI for research and it comes up with something. And then what do you do with it? Well, then I take it and I massage it and I put it in my format and I want to put it I've got my own style and I want to reword it and whatever those things are, right? You've got your process you use. I want to help you be able to go in and do that, to make it so that instead of it just being, it gives you the stuff and then you go to the next step and it helps you there and then it helps you in the next step. I'd like to make it so that if it's repetitive, let's automate it. Let's make it so you don't have to mess with it, right? Let's make it so that keep the human in it, keep the human-centered approach, but let's make it so that it's available to you, right? And it's taking additional steps for you to help go that extra mile, right? That little bit that allows you to you've taken a process, excuse me, that is that's maybe an hour process and reduced it down to 5 minutes. Well, what if you could reduce it down? And that gives you through the first step. And then you've got another process you have to go through, right? That's going to take maybe it takes 10 minutes with using AI, or maybe it doesn't use AI at all. How can we automate that so that you are spending your time looking at it, making sure it's yours, making sure it's valid, right? Bringing you up to do other things. So there are going to be more courses popping in there. I've included a number of books. I included or documents. So you can go in and see, for example, here's some ebooks I've included. Right? I've got the Facilitator's Toolbox. I've got Liberating Structures. I don't even know what that one is. That shouldn't be in there. But we're going to add more. I'm going to add more ebooks as I create them. Right? The whole idea is you can go in and you've got reference materials, and you know they're coming from me, and you know they're coming from this community, more importantly. So the trust level should be higher, right? You may not agree with what I'm saying, but at least you're going to trust the source, hopefully. We're going to start adding events here. So one of the things that we're talking about is starting to do webinars, right? Start to do a 2-hour mini course on, you creating your own Claude skills, right? If you're into Claude, you use Claude a lot, you'll know what that means. So how do we help you advance? Again, it's going to be not only me, but it could be somebody in the community. If you've got something you want to do as a webinar, you can list the event here. If you've got training you want to do, you can list it here, right? If maybe it's open source, maybe it's an open call for people that are in education that are interested in creating lesson plans, and you want to do that. We want to be able to give you the ability to do that. We have a directory. So you can go in and see. Francis, as you'll see, has already added himself here, right? Chris Gilbert has already added himself here. I don't see him on the call yet, but you'll see that people have gone in. I have superintendents in here. These two folks are superintendents. Corey Smith is a superintendent of a rural school here in Indiana. Melissa McIntyre is a PhD in AI education. She is a assistant superintendent at another rural school here in Indiana. And then you're going to see everybody else. You're going to see various people that are here. Some are going to be, some of these folks are PhDs. Some of them have been in our courses. Nicole Woods is one of our certified master trainers. You can reach out to them, right? That you can reach out to them using this platform. Matchups, I'm not going to get into yet, but that's way where you can help people connect. Here's my why. Here's our why. And you can read about our why, this is my why in this case, right? Why is it I'm doing what I'm doing? What are we trying to do here? Why is this guy volunteering his time to train people? What is InnoPower? What are our goals? What's our mission? What is it we're trying to do? You can find that here. Here's general announcements, right? General announcements around, things that maybe you've got something you want to share. You'll see Blonley's put in things here. You'll see some of the other folks. Martin Luther King Day, people responded to that. Some people threw their homework in here. So it gives you an opportunity, again, announcements. You can put announcements out there. I just became a certified AI master trainer. Woohoo! You can put your announcement in here. I will put your announcements in here when you become a certified master trainer. Here's introductions. Who are you? Right? Tell us about yourself. What are you great at? And where can you help other people? Here's a general open forum. Think of it like the water cooler. What is it you want to do, right? What is it you want to talk about? I throw in AI tech trends. These are things that I come up with that I think are interesting. You'll see that Dr. Harris here, who is in my last cohort, certified master trainer cohort, wrote an article up here. You can put things in there. It's Q&A. Excuse me. Here's one. Does anyone know how long the process should take to make? I think I've been waiting about 20 minutes. Simple question, right? You can ask questions here. Published books. This is one of my favorites. Remember in our first cohort, we asked you to do a project, right? To create a book. And you had a lot of good creative things, right? If you took that book and published it, we want you to include it here, right? This is Chef Felicia Grady. She published her book, right? It was a cookbook. And so she shared it here. If you wrote a book, I know I know President Menjay wrote a kid's book. If you put it out on Amazon, put it here. Let people know. Let the community support you in what you're trying to do. Here's my workshop. So what the heck is Chris's workshop, right? You're probably going, what the heck is this? So my workshop is a place where I am going to start putting things that I'm doing. Like you're going to see here in a little bit, I wrote an assessment tool. An assessment being it's either like a quiz test or it can follow the Likert scale, if you know what that is. So I've developed a tool to do that. And I asked people, are you interested, right? And you'll see in this particular case, there were 24 people, or there were 24 responses, right? And I've added all those people and asked them to check it out. So this is where I'm going to put my creative juices, the output of my creative juices are going to go here. Here's our AI studios at InnoPower. Since we last talked, I have been working with, and you can look him up on the internet, Kylan Granson is an NFL football player, National Football League professional player here. He and his parents have created a foundation to help on reading literacy. I'm working on a studio for them. When we get that done, I'm going to publish it here, right? So that you all can see what we're doing, and hopefully that'll spark something in you, right? It'll spark an idea, maybe an opportunity for you to create something, maybe something you could use. Maybe you've got someone you know who's struggling with reading literacy. This would help. Legal stuff we'll talk in more detail later, but this is where you go in and sign your certified master trainer license agreement, right? And your video content release. So why do I have those? I'm going to take a breath and let somebody else answer that question. Why would I have two forms like that or two contracts? Hello? You'll make me call on you, huh? All right. Guess I'm going to call on somebody. Cool. There we go. Chris Gilbert, nice to see you're here.
Thank you, sir.
Why would I have a media agreement and a master trainer agreement for you to sign?
Thank you so very much for uh, the opportunity. But I believe, in my personal opinion, I think to enforce commitment.
Exactly right. We want to, I want to protect you,
Yeah.
right? So I mentioned earlier, I'm going to give you access to my PowerPoint slides, to my infographics, to our, ebooks and things like that. I want to make sure that you're protected, right? And as well, I want to make sure that we're protected as we go forward. So I'm going to be giving in that agreement, we're giving you a license to be able to use our content.
Yeah.
And by giving you that license, we're also asking that you don't share the raw PowerPoint with somebody, right? You don't share the raw Canva document if we've got a Canva. So that's what that part is for the master trainer agreement. The second part is that we want to be able to share things that you create in class, as well as images of you in social media promoting what we're doing. And when we do that, we're going to give you credit for what you did. I'm not going to say, oh, look at this book I created. I'm going to say, here's a book that Chris Gilbert created as part of our class. Or here's a book that Dr. Menje created as part of our class, and we want to share that with the world, right? So we're giving you credit. Not only are we showing what you are doing and validating our class, we're also giving you credit, right? Which again gives you credibility. The whole intent here is that we give you credit for what you're doing, and we encourage others to be able to join the class and to get behind the movement. Thanks for answering, Chris. Appreciate it. Moving on here. You can see that I've created a cohort down here on the left for Tubman University Certified Master Trainers. So there's an announcement section here where I've already keyed something in. There's a spot where you can ask questions specifically about the class. I will put your assignments in here prior to them being due so that you have a place you can upload them. And then I'm going to put additional course materials in here. And you'll notice that in this, you'll notice right away that I've included a course book. That's different, right? It's different than what you've seen in the past. When you first took the class, I hadn't created a course book. I've created one now that briefly goes through the sections as they come up. So if you're old school like me, and like I write things down you can see I write things down, right? So if you're old school like me and you write things down, you can print out the book and make notes on it, right? You can download it, print it out. If you want to put it on your laptop so you can reference it, you can do that, right? I am putting the finishing touches on a workbook that will be fillable, and I hope to be able to have that before we get together tomorrow. It's fillable online, so you don't have to print it out. You can pull it up on your computer or on your phone and fill in the fields right there, rather than having to go create it in a separate document or whatever. And you can keep it together, right? So you can keep it together from that so that it's all in one document, it's all in one place. And so I'll be adding that to this as well. So I've kind of gone through this pretty quickly. What kind of questions do you have?
Yeah, Chris. So all of this is on the community, Indo community, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I tried to enter it with the link that you gave me, and it was a little bit difficult. I will try again after the class to sign
I
up
will
on.
let me double check and just see what's going on with members real quick. It may be members. Mhm, mhm. Signed up. We'll sort that way. Yeah, I see about 4 people signed up. 3 are pending. Those aren't you. Abandoned. Yeah, so there are we've got we've sent, let me just make sure that's right. So yeah, you should, if you've got an invitation, you should be able to click it. And if not, then let me know and I'll work through and do that. I'll work through and try and figure out why. You'll see we got 97 people that are in here, and we're keeping track of what you've done, right? So, I'll go back. I know he's in here because I just saw him, and I like to pick on him when he's in class. Here's Mr. Gilbert, right? And you'll see that right now he's in God's Entrepreneurs 12-hour training. That's a mistype. And he's in Languages of Appreciation, and he's a member. We'll go in there and fix that so that he is in the cohort. When you get in the cohort, then you'll be able to get to the classes and what have you, and be able to communicate. And we'll be on that. So yeah, so let me know if you're having any problems with the community. Um, and feel free to put, as I've said before, feel free to put in here, to if you've got, things you want to plug in here, like the introductions, tell us about yourself, right? If you've published a book, tell us about your book, right? Because we want to celebrate it. We want to celebrate the successes. Okay. Any other questions or thoughts before I move on to the next thing? Nope. Okay. All right. So let me quit sharing here. So what I'm going to do now is suggest that we take a 5-minute break. Y'all go get something to drink, use the restroom, whatever, and then we'll pick back up in 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm not sharing anymore. Cool. So I'll see you back in 5 minutes. All right. Hopefully everybody got something to drink, got up and stretched your legs a little bit. Um, we're gonna get started. I want to get started. I know, let me start off by saying I know it's a Friday night. For you all, I know that you're spending your time with me and I appreciate it tonight. So I'm gonna try and wrap up a little bit early, maybe so you can all enjoy the Friday night before we get going. So I'm going to share my screen again, and what we're going to talk about now is your project that you're going to have the opportunity to do. Notice how I use the word opportunity. You may say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to go do this, but it really is an opportunity. So, what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at, I would like for you to start thinking about AI as a thought leadership position. I'm not here. I'm not here to teach you how to use AI. That we did that already, right? We did that our first go round. What we're going to spend time talking about in this particular cohort as we move forward is I want to transition you from just being somebody that uses AI. I want to get you to start thinking about not only using it, but how you're using it, why you're using it, and what are the pros and the cons. As a master trainer, right? Being human centered, we want people to think. I don't want them just to repeat and regurgitate what I say. I want them to think. And you heard that earlier when we got started and people were talking about how they were using AI to be able to, do their jobs. Whether it was, whether it was Francis talking about how he does research, right? Dr. Minjay mentioned how he was using it to help him write a book about Mr. Tubman, whether it was, Benson was talking about how it had become his companion, right? His partner through as he went. Those things are fantastic, and they're great that we're doing them. And I'm amazed at what you're all doing. Now I want you to start thinking about not only what you're doing, but should you be doing it? I want you to be able to contribute to the net, to the discussion about AI as how powerful it is and what we should and shouldn't be doing with it and what levels. I get into conversations all the time about, should a kid be using it? I've had that conversation multiple times. Should we be using it if it has a bias against us? If it has a bias against, if I happen to be Catholic, so if it does it have a bias against Catholics? I'm an old guy. Does it have a bias against old people? Right? We should be in that. I want us to be in that conversation because you, as a certified master trainer, there are thousands of people out there right now that are saying, if you do this, it'll do this for you. Right? They can go get training on the internet. It's free. You can go to YouTube. What they don't get, and this is important, what they don't get is you if they go out and take one of those other paths. Right? And you each offer a unique perspective. Right? Whether you're the head of the IT department, you're doing research, you're a student, you're the president of the university, maybe you're a consultant to business. Maybe you're the individual that's behind the scenes that makes the university run. Right? I want you to become thought leaders. That's what we want our master trainers to be, is thought leaders, so that they are propagating this idea that you don't have to be in the US worth $20 million to be able to contribute to it. I don't know anybody that's worth $20 million. I'm certainly not. I want that to make AI and take advantage of the democratization, right? To make it a level playing field. We have to be involved in the thought process, right? We have to be involved in the thinking process. We have to be able to question what we're doing, not only for ourselves, but also what we do for other people. Just in the conversations we heard about what folks have done since the last training class, right? You have experiences now that you can now apply as you're teaching other people how to be trained, how to use AI. You've got the thought leadership. You've already explored that part of it. You're through that part. Now let's start thinking about it at a higher level and how we apply it. And that's really what we want to try to do. I also want you to be able to take it and make it something that you can use in a process, at least a process that maybe is triggered by you manually. We have talked about writing books. We've talked about, we've talked about generating art. Now I want you to consider, how am I going to be a thought leader? And it doesn't mean you're out there on TikTok and YouTube and all that, but how are you able to convey what your opinions are to the rest of the world? And do you feel comfortable doing that? And I would argue that it doesn't matter how much education you have. It doesn't matter whether you're a PhD, an MBA, whatever. You can contribute because you have something nobody else has, and that's you and your perspectives. Sorry, I got a cough drop. So so this project you're going to work on throughout this course will take you to that spot. Sorry. I came back from Scotland. I was in Scotland 2 weeks ago to see my granddaughters. I was cold when I got off the plane in Scotland, and I did not get warm until I landed in Indiana, which is crazy because Indiana is generally colder than Scotland. But that's why I'm still battling that. Let me go back to this one.
Sorry.
Thanks. Okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to walk you through this. So the idea here is that we're going to do a number. I want you to start thinking about, what is it that you want to be a thought leader in? What's a topic? You don't have to use it. You don't have to do it. I'm not necessarily expecting you to be out there. I just want, for the purposes of this exercise, I'd like for you to go out and fill out fill out and go through the exercises as though you would be. So I'm going to ask you to do, and the way I've structured it is that it's going to be in different, it's going to be in different approaches or different complexities, right? So as we go, it's going to get more and more complex. It is, I want you to start out thinking about a LinkedIn post thread. Then we're going to move to an infographic. Then we're going to think about a blog article or an op-ed. Then we're going to talk about a podcast. I'd like for you to be able to do a slide deck with a video script. I'd like for you to be able to create an AI-powered resource guide, and then to use AI. Let's see if we get what kind of reaction we get out of this. I would like for you to use AI to go through all of these things here and identify strengths, weaknesses, what have you. Review it, right? And so by doing that last activity, you're gonna use AI to be your editor, right? As a critical activity. I thought about writing up a separate paper, and I thought it just made more sense to just give you the rubric I had developed. So, it's going to talk about the portfolio. It's going to talk about the single topic rule. It's going to talk about why is it that thought leadership matters? Who cares? All right. I think you collectively and individually have an opportunity to be the leaders in AI and education in Liberia. That's a pretty cool thing, right? I want you to be able to think about how, as part of this, as you think about thought leadership, what happens if we decide we're going to have an AI charter or an AI mission statement, or we're going to have develop an AI policy. That's the kind of things I'm talking about with this, right? How many other universities in Liberia have an AI policy? I don't know. Do you all have one? I don't think so. Should you develop one? Yes. So who are you going to ask to develop the AI policies? Right? And I'm not putting words in President Menje's mouth. I haven't talked to him about this, so don't think he had anything to do with this. This is just me speculating, right? But do you put in somebody who knows something about it? Or do you ask somebody their thoughts they can't even spell ChatGPT? Typically you engage the people who know something about it, right? And that's what this is talking about. When you go to submit, it'll be after the courses, after we're done with our sessions. And I'm going to want you to submit 7 different things, all in one zip file. You'll notice it right here. Oops, sorry, can't highlight it. There we go. And submit it as one zip file, one package. I'm going to ask you for your infographic. I'm going to ask you for your LinkedIn post thread, your blog article, or op-ed, depending on how you want to view it, your podcast recording, plus a script or an outline. Your slide deck could be PowerPoint, could be Google Slides, plus your narration script, or think of it like your speaker notes. Your AI-powered resource guide and process log, and also then your prompts that you used and your feedback from when you asked AI to analyze it. You get a 1 to 4 score on the rubric I developed. It's a 1 to 4 scoring system. And to pass, you must get at least a 2 on every detail that is in the rubric. So for example, your LinkedIn post thread, your hook and your opening post, right? you need to have to pass, you need to get a 2 on this. For your original point of view, again, you got to get at least a 2. If you get a 1, you get an opportunity to go fix it, right? And you'll have as many opportunities as you want to go fix it. I'm not gonna say you only got one shot at it, because that's not right. So you can go through and you can read through these. This particular requirement is 16 points. Infographics, same kind of thing. Blog article, op-ed. You'll see as I scroll through, you'll see the same thing, right? Your podcast. I want to talk about this a minute. When we talk about a podcast, and I thought long and hard about this, I've been thinking about this for a week. Whether I wanted you to do a podcast, a video podcast, or an audio. And I thought about it long and hard. I decided it should be audio. It can be audio. You can submit a video, but I would, the minimum is an audio. And the reason I chose an audio is because everybody has access to a recording studio, right? It's right on your phone. So I would like for you to go in and record yourself talking about it. 5 to 7 minutes, right? It's not very many. It's 400 or 500 words. And I'd like for you to give it a podcast, talk about about your topic that you're passionate about, your thought leadership, and talk about how you can use it, right? What it means. I want you to put some thought into it. Then we're going to ask you to do slide deck and video script, right? That's 6 to 10 slides. For those of you who are who were in, well, you were all in my last class. You can use Gamma on this. I don't care if you use Gamma, but it's got to make sense with everything else you're talking about, right? It needs to match the style. You want to have the same tones, those kind of things as you're going through and creating your slide deck and your video script. Your AI-powered resource guide, a playbook, a toolkit, a how-to guide, right? That goes along with your thought leadership. And then finally, ask AI to review your portfolio. You're going to have to write a prompt. You're going to have to figure out how to get that file and that prompt into an AI tool, whether it's InnoPower or not. You're going to have to figure that out. Going through and doing that. And then you're going to get feedback. And you're going to have to decide whether you take that feedback, whether you just say, okay, I got the feedback, and you package it up, you drop the zip file, or are you going to make those changes and redo some of it? It's up to you. I'm looking for you to be passionate about what you're doing, right? I could give you a topic. I could have you talk about data centers. I could have you talk about GPUs. I could have you talk about any number of different things. Okay. So there's the rubric. You can tell, you can read exactly what I'm looking for and what kind of score you're going to get. This is a pass-fail exercise, by the way, right? It's not you get an A or a B or a C. It's a pass-fail. So if you pass, great. I'm all about that. If you fail, then I'm going to try to help you figure out what we could do better in terms of, what we could do better to get your score up, right? And in that will come a conversation that will be on the positive side and be helpful for you. Okay, I'm going to stop a second, suck on my cough drop for a minute, and ask you what kind of questions you got. No questions?
Um, sorry, I think I want. I have a small concern. I wanted some clarity. This
Okay.
is Chris.
So what point would you like clarity on, Chris?
Okay. So I wanted to find out, is this going to be like a project you want us to carry on individually, or how is it like?
Yeah, I'm going to want you to carry this on and do this on your
Okay.
own.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. What other kind of questions do you have?
Yeah, Chris, just an elementary question. So this assignment, are they in our which showroom is this assignment placed? Is it
I'm
in the
sorry, I don't.
where can we find the assignment? Is it in the
That is a fantastic question. Yep. Okay. So you can find the assignment and I'll pull it up for you. You can find the assignment in the course materials cam 2. And it's right here. So here's the document. You can go and you can download it. You can do whatever you want to do with it.
excellent?
If somebody wants to ask me how I would approach it, I'd be glad to answer that question.
How will you approach it?
Nothing like setting myself up, right? How I would approach it is I would download this thought leadership rubric, and then I would upload it into an AI tool, and I would ask it, I'm really passionate about this particular topic. I'm really passionate about the improvement of technology. And no, I'm really interested in creating opportunities for young librarians to be able to adopt AI. I'm just making this up. Here is my assignment. What approach would you take? And I would literally talk to it like it was talking to me. And see what it responds back with. And pick something that have it help you sort through the topics and make suggestions. Right? And then take it and then go through and build it piece by piece by piece. That would be the way I would do it. That's the way I do most things, actually. Is I start with this concept. I've got this AI fundamentals class that I want to deliver via chatbots. It's my latest passion, right? I want to develop a course book. I need to develop a workbook. I need a style guide so that I'm consistent. Here's the text that I want to use in the course. Where do I start? And it tells me something. And then I start working from there. Because I struggle sometimes figuring out, I got great ideas. I know what the end game is, but I don't know where to start sometimes. And so I use AI to do that. And that would be the way I would approach it. I would ask it, when I uploaded it, I would then, as I went and created the pieces, so as I went and created say the LinkedIn post, I would ask it to update. I would ask it to evaluate my LinkedIn post against the rubric and identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas of opportunities of improvement. That's what I would do. Any other thoughts, questions? So when is it due? That might be another question I might ask. It is due before you get your certified master trainer certificate. So we're going to go through this course and we're going to spend some time, probably about 10 hours. It's the way I got it planned right now. And we're going to talk about what a certified master trainer is. We're going to talk about what are the requirements. So you're going to have some homework, some projects to do. You're going to have an assessment test that you're going to take that I'm going to give you tomorrow, and that you'll take after the class. You'll take one, so you'll take one right now to kind of gauge where you know what you know, and then you'll take another one at the end. You'll have to pass that. And you'll have to, so that's what you'll need to do. You'll need to be at about 10 hours of curriculum, 10 hours of class, and then complete all the assignments and pass the test. And then I'm Dr. Menjay. I would like to talk to you offline about if there are any requirements that you might have that you want us to do before we offer them to be a certified master trainer. Such as, I'll give you a such as, do you want the folks in this cohort to go off and train 20 people on their own? Do you want them to do a research paper? Whatever it might be, whatever your unique requirements are that you might have, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot today, but whatever your unique requirements are to become a certified master trainer at Tubman University.
Yeah, I will think about it and get back to you, Chris.
Yeah. So that's what that's what this is all gonna be all about. You becoming a thought leader, you going through and doing our exercises, you collaborating together, the collaboration, and Bolanle is not talking at all on this call, but if she were to talk, she would tell you that most of this course right now, the next 10 hours is going to be you talking to each other. I don't talk at all, which is a good thing, right? Somebody got their hand up. Yes, Maria.
Yes, good afternoon from Liberia, Chris. Nice to see you again. But I just have a question. Since the certificate will be given to us like after we submit and you grade us, right? My
Correct.
question is, since we are going to have the training for like 10 hours to 12 hours, and what if you said it's due, the submission is of the project is after the training, yes. But what if, for example, myself, I'm really loaded with work for now, even after the training, maybe it will take me another week to finish everything. Will it be okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we don't. Yeah, I'm not, I mean, I'm not interested in, I mean, this isn't like a freshman course where you're trying to weed people out. right? I understand that life happens. You may have work commitments, you may have some personal commitments that come up, and or you may just struggle with some things. You may struggle with some of the concepts. So I'm not really here to grade you and say you get an A or a B. I'm really here as a facilitator to help you on your journey. And that's really the way I view it. Is I'm
Okay.
here to help facilitate and encourage you and support you as you go forward.
That's great. Thank you.
Sure. If you should miss, right? If you should miss, you just need to do the homework, that you missed, if there's any homework. And then you can make up the extra time by going into the workbook, which I'm going to upload probably tomorrow. And you can go in and do one of the assignments out of the workbook to make up for the time. So that's kind of how I approach that. The videos will be out there. We'll share the videos, of course, and put those on YouTube, and then we'll include them in the course materials for you to go in and download and read or watch if you want to. But yeah, this is an adult class. You're here because you want to be here, not because hopefully you're not here because somebody's making you. And so from my vantage point, my goal is just I'm here as a facilitator, and I have the good part because I don't have to do all the work, but I get to enjoy the ride with you. I get to enjoy the conversations and enjoying your success. So it's kind of the best job in the world, I think, but we'll see. What other questions do you have?
Sir Chris, where can we find the project again, please?
You can if you go into the community, go to community.innopower.ai and scroll down to the course materials -cam 2. And as soon as we get off here, I'll enable it. You'll be able to get to it. It'll be under your Tubman University Certified Master Trainers cohort. And Blonley will send out an email with a link to it as well. I'll volunteer for that. Thanks for volunteering, Blonley.
You're welcome.
She's used to it by now. She's used to dealing with me. She should be, yeah. I'm a little difficult sometimes. Okay, what other questions do you have? Thoughts? Okay.
Chris,
What I'm
can
going to
you
do, sorry, go
Chris,
ahead. Yes,
can you
go ahead,
over
President Menjay.
the LinkedIn thread? Can you go over it again?
Yeah. Let me stop sharing and go to it. Okay. Okay, so you should see that. Do you see the document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So a LinkedIn post thread. So, I think we all know what LinkedIn is. What I want you to do is I want you to write essentially an article or a series of articles in this case, 3 to 5 connected posts totaling 300 to 500 words, supporting and representing a position. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you my example that I like. Human-centered AI. If I were going to do a post on human-centered AI, I would have a post thread, right? A series of posts. I would do one on what is human-centered AI. That would be my first one. My second one might be, why is human-centered AI important? My third one might be, what happens if you don't take a human-centered AI approach? And my fourth post might be, I'm going to write it might be how a human-centered AI could help you in as president of the university. How would that help? How would that help you? Right. So you can use AI. So again, sitting down, uploading this document, and then going, okay, first step is I got to come up with an overall theme. And then my second step is I got to start by writing 3 to 5 posts, 3 to 5 connected posts about my topic. What would you recommend? See what it spits out. Even if you've got an idea what you'd recommend, then you just ask it. And then you can say, nah, I want to do 5, or I want to do 2 or 3, whatever it is. And then when you get those done, they're essentially blog posts, right? But you're laying out your case or your argument as a thought leader. You don't have to put them on LinkedIn. You don't have to, and nobody's going to see them but me. But you lay those out, and then, it should be pretty straightforward, right? So you could say, I am a I am a human-centered AI champion, and I'm interested in how human-centered AI is applicable at the university. I need to have 3 to 5 posts with each post totaling about 300 to 500 words. Where do I start? And it'll come back and tell you. In fact, you might even just be able to upload it and say, I'd like to do my LinkedIn post thread. Peace. Can you help me? And it will take off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, yes.
LinkedIn posts typically, if there are more than 3, I mean, people don't have a very long attention span in LinkedIn. Right there, it's like Facebook, right? Scroll, scroll, scroll. So if you're gonna say something, you gotta say it in a compressed way. You gotta not mince words. Whereas a blog post could be longer, right? I mean, I've seen 3,000 word blog posts. So sorry, I had a cough. Hope that helps. Other questions, thoughts? Okay. If there are none, I'm inclined to let you go. Those of you that signed up today on the community and on InnoPower.ai, I will double check those to make sure that you've got access. We will, in your email today that you used, you will get an invitation to take an assessment. And I'd like for you to take that. It's an assessment. It's 34 questions, multiple choice, true, false, about AI. I'd like for you to take it if you could before tomorrow's class. It shouldn't take you very long. And don't worry about it, right? Just answer the questions as best you can. And then And then we'll use that. I'll look at those results to be able to see where maybe I need to fine tune a little bit of my training. And then come tomorrow prepared to really dig in. Any questions, comments, thoughts?
Yeah, so my question is about the schedule. How is the schedule? You talked about 10 hours. How is the schedule? When are we going to be meeting? Is it daily? Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping to do, because of the challenges you have being educators, we were hoping to meet today, tomorrow, and then next Friday and next Saturday to complete the 10 hours. 4 hours tomorrow, 2 hours on next Friday, and then 2 hours on next Sunday or Saturday. And if you can't make it because of life, we understand. Yeah, I'm working to create asynchronous ways that you can learn as well. So, any other questions, thoughts? Chris, you have your hand up.
Yes, yes, sir. But I think my issue has been addressed. I think I
Okay.
just got it.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
good.
Sorry, Chris, are we saying tomorrow we will spend 4 hours during the training?
That's what we had planned,
Okay.
to try and get you through as quickly as we could without impacting your schedule, right? Without impacting your regular workload.
So that means we're going to start by 2?
Start by 2.
All right.
We'll start by 2 and then we'll go till 6.
All right.
And tomorrow's going to start with a lot of conversations. Right. So, is it going to go the full 4 hours tomorrow? I don't know. I doubt it.
Well, colleagues, I think this is a very good opportunity for us to just go into it and get it done instead of us lingering. So let's sacrifice for tomorrow. Myself will be traveling, but I will log in. I'll be on the road, but I will log into to the class. So please, let's get involved. And at least if we finish with the 4 hours, the rest will be piece of cake as it relates to time. So please, let's sacrifice tomorrow our 4 hours to get this done, please.
I could do 2 hours tomorrow and we could set up another session if you so want. That's up to you all.
Please speak or ever hold your peace.
So, Chris, we'll have to discuss that in-house, and then we'll let you know through Dr. Guata.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's good by me.
All right.
Everyone, I emailed you about this schedule. I gave you the ones for Friday and Saturday, but nobody responded. So I thought everybody is good for Saturday and even Friday. But if
I think let's shoot for the 4 hours on Saturday.
yeah, the 4 hours on Saturday and 2 hours Friday. If we
Yes.
can do it like 4 hours Saturday, the training the number of days we are meeting will be shorter, like maybe 3 to 4 days.
My colleagues, let's do it. Let's do it. We can make it.
Yeah, we can make it.
Why you're laughing?
Chris, I have a question. I'm in the
Can we do
community,
3?
but I cannot find the master trainer book or something, the guide.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and give you access.
Okay.
And if you haven't, I'm gonna send an email out to make sure that if you've signed up, that you actually go in. You have to actually go in and say in your email and confirm it. So I'm gonna resend that email to make sure everybody gets signed up. So
Thank you. Okay. Okay. One of our participants is absent today. He's in Monrovia for a workshop. And
okay.
two others are with Mr. Francis Fuca. And they are using one laptop.
Okay.
Say your names.
Oh, there's Rosalita and Loretta. Loretta is on already. Thank you for today, Chris. It's
Yeah,
a
thank you.
great
Thank
one.
you all.
Yeah.
Rosalita is Eden.
Rosalita is here as Abel.
That's good. We are actually all complete except Mr. Amani.
Thank you so much, Grace.
Yep. Thanks,
Thank you so
everybody.
much, Chris.
We will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
At 2.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Goodbye.
You all tomorrow. Yeah.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, so are we saying we are doing 4 hours tomorrow? That's 2 to 4 their own time.
Yeah, it'd be 2 to 6 their time.
Sorry,
Right.
2 to 6 their own time. So your
Yeah.
own time, it will be 8 a.m. Indianapolis, EST, your time.
It will be 4, 1. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what time it'll be, but I'll be there.
Okay, I will check. Okay,
Okay.
I'll schedule the and send the link out.
Okay, good.
Please
Thank
kindly
you.
use the register link, the attendance register link, so I can record your attendance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.